it's hard to not like practicing if you like progressing, right? So it goes hand in hand. But the thing is, it's very individual how you practice. And it should be, because we're all individuals. We're all different, right? So if my method of practicing worked for everyone else, it would mean that everyone else would be the same guy as me, and that would be kind of boring. Everybody would be siblings, and their parents would be siblings as well. You know, we wouldn't want that, right? So that's a good thing. We're all different as individuals, so that's why we tend to create different music. That's why we also need different practice routines. But not only is it different depending on your personality, but it also is going to be different depending on what phase you're in, and that's super important. So if you are a complete beginner, I would give you very, very different advice, obviously, than if you were, advanced. But it wouldn't be on the like, oh well, you shouldn't shred, right? You should do, it's not quite as simple, right? Because in the beginning, we have to consider that most people tend to put their instruments down pretty quickly, right? So the advice I would give a beginner would be totally related to not putting the guitar down. So basically I would say, do anything as long as it inspires you to keep practicing. So if you do that for a couple of weeks, then maybe you're ready for some more advanced advice. But always, the priority should be to remain inspired, okay? That's probably the most important thing I can tell you, regardless of your level. It's the best generic advice I can give you. Be sure to remain inspired. Everything else is lower priority. Why? Well, if you're not inspired, it doesn't matter what advice I give you, you're not gonna pick the guitar up, right? And if you don't play, then what good is my advice, right? So you always have to do what is required for you to remain inspired. That is also how I structure my practice sessions. I know that if I practice shredding day after day after day, I will lose inspiration. So what do? Is there no standard anymore? Sorry, that's a Pantera tune. It has nothing to do with what I was saying. I just said it anyway. And actually I shouted. So what I do, instead of, playing the shredding or practicing exercises and shredding every day, I'll do that one day and then I'll kind of move sideways and do something totally different. It could be exploring like a different genre. Maybe I'll just play some blues. It could even be like something that I'm totally uncomfortable with, right? I've been doing these kind of, that kind of thing. I'm crap at that. And I think a lot of people are afraid of, doing that sideways move, because when they try something they're not comfortable with, basically they're like, oh, no, it feels bad. I'm bad. I suck. I don't want to play. But you have to sort of go into that kind of thing, knowing that it's going to sound bad. The goal shouldn't really be for it to sound super cool. The goal should be that you're having fun, right? And that brings me to my second point. When I practice, not only is my number one priority to remain inspired, but to actually achieve this, I have to make sure my practice sessions are fun, right? Why would I want to return to something that isn't fun? It absolutely makes no sense. So in order for you to want to pick up the guitar every day, you're going to have to make sure your practicing is fun and inspiring to you, okay? Now it's going to be different, again, depending on who you are as a person and in what learning phase you are, right? So my practicing also changes because I go through phases and I go through personality changes. Sorry, couldn't resist it. If you saw my stream like 4 days ago, you're gonna think I actually went through a personality change. Anyhow, I'm just trying to say that it's all different, right? Having said this, I'm gonna show you how I would practice today, or how I did practice today. Today, I made a second attempt at recording a jam over a super cool backing track. I made an attempt yesterday, which I thought was really cool until I uploaded it to my Facebook feed or whatever you call it. And then I realized that it wasn't cool at all. It sounded like crap and was horrible. It made me cry. So I was kind of saddened by that. It's like, how could I, for a second, even think that that sounded good? Now I know the reason why, because I was completely focused on certain amount of groove and stuff like that. Oh, damn it, come on. But yeah, so it's this backing track. I'm just gonna search for Cream. There we go, Cream style. So this backing track doesn't sound like that much, but it's cool because it has a good groove and it's really dynamic. It takes you through softer sections and wilder sections. So I had to kind of try to refine my ideas. I was doing the so that's all good, but when improvising, I found myself to kind of drift away from the groove. So I had to improvise until the point where I messed up. Then I had to pause the backing track and try to fix it, basically, try to practice it again and again until I could no longer encounter passages where I got totally lost. And that's when I finally got a working version of this thing, which I then uploaded to Facebook. There we go, Facebook. You get to check with me. Did anybody like that stuff? That's not the one. So here's how it ended up. That's the one. So here's what I ended up with. This is fresh to me, so I don't know if I like it. So that was my practicing today. I tried to record myself jamming and I encountered a whole bunch of problems that I had to fix. Now it's still, when listening back to it, I still kind of hate it. So there's more to fix there. But it's a day in my practice life and you asked for it. Other days I might just, grab the metronome and just maybe just have like a simple groove and try to... something like that. So it's all kind of depends, but I think what I said in the beginning there, that I like to move sideways, that's key, because otherwise I lose inspiration. And if you really want to make fast progress, you got to be inspired on a daily basis and try to practice every day, right? And if you can't, then it's better to take a break until you get your inspiration back. But having a plan for being inspired on a daily basis is probably the best thing you can do if you want to make some quick progress. Let me just...